So three, two, one. Hey everyone. The point of these videos is to show the interest of others who are interested in growing their referral networks. I want to share Jesse here. He's here with us out of Pennsylvania. He's an LO. We've been working together for the last 2 months. If you guys probably know me already, my name is Will Nagnos, and we're just going to discuss the campaign. So Jesse, we've been doing something for 2 months now. Why don't you just kind of introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about your mortgage business and how we met.
Sure. So I'm Jesse Mutarelli. I work with Cross Country Mortgage out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. I am about 15 months into my career of being an LO. I started with Will 2 months ago. Very slow time. I had a great November and December. And then, as business usually does, it took a big dip. I was having trouble reaching out to realtors, and Will kept in contact with me, and I decided to finally take the leap of faith and do his program. And yeah, now I'm running around with like a chicken with my head cut off.
So let's talk about that. Like initially, what was the reason for, what has changed actually since joining the program? Why are you running around like a chicken, like without a chicken head cut off?
Well, the nice part about your program, like the greatest part about your program is, so I wasn't sure how to connect with realtors. I was using everything from, Facebook Messenger to, basic LinkedIn, that kind of thing. And the amount of time that it took to try to reach out to these people. And it's shot in the dark. You don't know if they're going to respond. You don't know if they use LinkedIn. You don't know if they use Facebook Messenger. You don't know if they're whatever. And I was at I need to grow my business as quickly as possible. I don't want to be a typical loan officer where it takes me 4 years to get to where I need to be. I wanted to do it in 2. So for me, it was imperative that I get in front of as many realtors as possible, to kind of let them know, like, I am an option they have. What's nice too is with your program, it targets a specific area, so like, for example, I'm in Allentown, Pennsylvania, which is close to New Jersey, which is close to New York. I don't do business in New York, but I do business in New Jersey. So we were able to target realtors in the Pennsylvania, New Jersey area, and it saved me. I mean, I can't even begin to describe how many hours it saved me and allow me to concentrate on, the realtors that I was doing business with, the clients I was doing business with, because like anything else, like it's, think of it as Zillow leads, right? Like 1 in 100 is going to come through, something like that. So, with realtors, it's the same. Like you don't know if they have, a loan officer that they're tethered to, or if, what their deal is, if they're doing business, if they're not doing business, if it's part-time, if they're just starting, whatever. Your program took out all that legwork. And what's nice too is that the messages are automated, but they don't feel like they're automated. And you're constantly
getting automation is what we call it. Authentic automation.
Yeah, it like if you get a message and you're just like, oh, this is a bot,
Yeah,
and it
not here. Everything's very personalized. Yeah.
Well, and that was the cool thing. When I started reading them, I'm like, oh my God, this sounds like exactly the way I would have approached this. Like, and when you get a response back, you can hop right in and continue that conversation as if you were having it the whole time.
So let's do a little like a before and after. How have things changed for you overall since we started? And it's only been 2 months, so not that much time has passed. Like, how much has changed? What's changed overall?
Well, what's nice is I have 3 new solid realtor partners from
Really?
the program. Yeah, you know, and I mean, for the little it costs to do your program, uh, that's invaluable to me, you know. And what's nice is it was 2, and then one of them was talking to somebody he works with, and that person reached out to me as well. um you know, and I have, if nothing else, I have contacts for the future that maybe somebody comes across something where they're like, oh, I can't get a hold of my loan officer, I need somebody, this
Mhm.
guy's still in contact with me every day, like, so I'm going to use him. And that's the opportunity. What you sell is opportunity, and that's the most important thing. You're not selling leads, you're not selling whatever, you're getting me,
Amen. No
you're,
cold leads. No, none over
yeah,
here.
it
Relationships and accountability. So let's talk about those 3 new realtor partners you achieved in 30 days. How did you, like, for someone who's watching this, who's interested in the program? Okay, like, cool. Like, he got 3 realtors. Like, what was the process to do that? How much did we have to do? How much did our team have to do? And like, what was your responsibility?
so you got,
You hear
I
that?
hear you. Yeah, it's your cat, that's awesome. Or
Yeah.
a baby, cat or the baby, one of the two.
Who's going?
So so basically what it is you kind
Sorry
of make
about
that
that,
initial,
everyone. And Jesse.
you make that initial contact, and these people reach out and they go, yeah, like, I'm totally interested in hearing what you have to say, and blah blah blah. And then, you know, I go in immediately when I get the positive response, and I go in and go, okay, that's awesome, let's do it, what's a good time for you? And then I found to ask for a number, like the best contact number as well, because in with LinkedIn, sometimes they don't always put that best number, or it's maybe a company number or something like that. So I get that number, I set a fixed date, like, this is the date, this is the time, I call them, and then I get to just kind of be myself and just have a conversation with people and kind of let them know, like, hey, you know, this is kind of my business, this is what I'm offering. And I found too that, you know, people want, there's a million loan officers, just like there's a million realtors, just like there's a million whatever. Like, what makes you different? And it's not necessarily programs, because everybody has programs. Everybody has first time home buyer programs. And like, that's not what makes you different. That's not what makes you special. You know, you don't want to be like, whoa, I work all the time. Blah. It's right. That's what we do. That's what we sign up for as loan officers. I found that creating a personal connection with them led to the most positive responses. And you know, especially too with newer realtors, I found newer realtors are hungrier. You know, they want someone who's as hungry as them, that'll be available, that they can relate to, that they can kind of be like, oh, I talked with that guy, and yeah, he's a loan officer, but he also has kids like me, he also did this, he's also newer, so he knows what it's like, and things like that. Like, so I that's kind of how I approached it.
Mhm.
And by creating that personal connection, that was kind of what put me over the top. And again, listen, you're not going to get all of the realtors, you're
No,
not,
you don't
like,
want to. Not
but
everyone
that
can work well with you.
but that's not what you are selling. Like, what you do is you give us the opportunity, then it's on us to cultivate those relationships. But what your program does is it cuts out hours of legwork to get those
Can we talk about the
initial.
legwork really quick? Let's talk about that. Like, what do you feel like was, where was stress removed the day you started working with us up until now?
Immediately, because I could see right away.
No,
Like, I
but
could
where
see
exactly? Like, where was stress removed? Like, what category of the business?
the aspect of freaking out about how do I grow my business, because now that's kind of taken out of the equation. Like, I know how I'm going to grow my business because I'm getting put in front of these realtors. And like, you know, in the last week with rates going up, like, the refi market is going to come to a crawl. So by attacking new, you know, realtor partnerships, I now have a leg up on all the loan officers, I feel like, that have been making a killing off of just strict refi business and been neglecting that purchase business.
Yeah, man.
So if nothing else, like it's what took stress out was, you know, it's doing the legwork now. I don't have that stress. And the partnerships, leads, and business down the road, I no longer have as much stress when it comes to that as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, for 59 days now, basically, even when you're sleeping, your business has been growing, and it sounds like you've been able to kind of like sleep better because you know, okay, like, no matter what I'm doing, you know, Will and his team were doing something in the background that's pushing you
Well,
forward.
and that's so Will, that's I want to cut you off here for a second. That is one of the coolest things that I forgot to mention is that, you know,
Go for it.
I would go to sleep, and then I would wake up the next morning and I would have 4 or 5 replies because some realtors are night owls. So like they answer at 1:30 in the morning. So with you being automated like that, I don't have to be up 24 hours. I could wake up at 6 in the morning and be like, oh, cool. I have all these messages that I can respond to right now. You're working around the clock, so I don't have to.
Of course. Let's talk about that. So besides the automated stuff, the non-automated stuff, the coaching, the realtor tracking sheets, the accountability checkpoints, how did that help you kind of push forward in progress week in and week out? Did that help you at all? The scripts, like what was the number one thing that stuck out to you that maybe you want to talk about?
So the scripts were good. The scripts for me were more like I took more bullet points from them and kind of made them my own. I'm not
That
really
works
into.
for us. If it works, it works.
Yeah,
We don't need to take them though.
you know, it especially with the, oh well, I have lender partners I already work with. So how to turn that and be like, you know,
Yeah.
maybe, you know, not be overbearing,
Yeah.
but still be like, okay, that's cool, but you know, and then as far as the realtor checklist, the Excel, it was great because I realized late because, you know, I'm like old people when it comes to technology. Um, I don't have to search through my LinkedIn inbox to see, well, wait, which realtor was this? Like, what did I say? What's happening? I could just go on that Excel spreadsheet and be like, oh, it was Realtor John Smith, and I did talk to him that day. Here's a copy of the message. Oh, that's right, I'm calling him then. You know, it took a lot of that guesswork out, and more than anything with that, it just streamlines, like you're filtering out all the no, I'm not interested, or the no responses, or no whatever. Like that's all on the list right there. Like I'm pointing to my screen, which you can't see because I talk with my hands, so it doesn't make sense, but like it's all listed. Okay, these are all the realtors, this is all the responses, did you follow up? And that's the other thing too, is like I would have to come in on Saturdays at starting maybe a month and a half ago, just to make sure I was keeping up with all of it. To be like, okay, this is my day to just make sure that I'm up to date, up to the minute with everything I'm doing. That if there was something, you know, I maybe said, and that's the other thing too, is like a lot of the realtors then anyway, maybe not so much now because the market's kind of heating back up as far as purchase goes. You could come in on, you could set those appointments for Saturdays to talk to your realtor partners. And then I always like to do it in my office because it's quiet and nobody's here on a Saturday. And it just, yeah, that thing made it so easy. And it was like the way that you have access to it and I have access to it is just another tool for us to communicate so that we don't have to, constantly be on the phone or on WhatsApp or whatever. It's just like, oh, I can look at that. Oh, Will said this, so I'm going to look at, this.
So basically everything was very streamlined, and that opened up time for like your loans and your clients, hopefully.
Yeah,
No,
and
no,
that's it,
no.
and it almost sounds like it's not, by saying it's streamlined, that's one way to put it, but
Mhm.
I feel like streamlined is not a strong enough word to use, that it's so
Yeah,
efficient and just the program is so well thought out, and there's literally nothing I could have asked for it to be different, to make it more efficient. Like streamlined, a lot of people use that word, and when something's overused, sometimes it gets used to in a way that it maybe not, like, this is the most efficient way I could ever imagine for this program to work. The way everything's set up, it's thought out, it's just everything is 100% the way it needs to be.
Jesse, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad you agree with us. We're glad that everything worked out, and continuing to work out as well. We try to streamline things as well as we can, and I'm glad that you feel that way. Let's talk about numbers. Like Realtor Bob Smith, how many realtor appointments? Let's talk numbers. How many realtor appointments did you book a week on average? New realtor partners, you told us was 3. Like, what's your pipeline looking at? It's only been 60 days, so give us like a 60-day mark. Like, it's really we're in stage 1 right now, but
I mean, it
give me some
took,
numbers. How many appointments per week?
oh my God. I mean, there were entire days where, let me see if I can find a good example.
Yeah, man, this video is going longer than I want to. I know our viewers are probably getting bored, but I know on a ballpark. Like, let's talk about some numbers.
I mean, there were entire days blocked off where from 10 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock at night, I blocked an hour for realtors. I mean, it could be anywhere from 3 a day to 6 a day to, I mean, however many you want to make a day. I mean, it's limitless. It got to the point where I was having to book these calls 3-4 days in advance because I couldn't keep up with it. I mean,
Wow.
ballpark, I mean, on the low end, 15 a week.
So how would you describe this program to a fellow mortgage professional that's interested in trying exactly what you've been trying the last 60 days?
It cuts your time to grow to get to where you want to go at least in half.
What's your
You know,
pipeline like right now? I know that you've received a few referrals from the program.
oh God, what am I sitting on? I can actually tell you right now.
Yeah, we want to hear. That's what people want to hear. We don't expect a lot. It's only been 60 days, but tell us.
Yeah, so I mean, I have probably 10 leads in my pipeline right now. You know, I have folks that are actively shopping. I have some that I like to help
And
with.
where do these come from? Do these come from? Where do these come from? These leads.
Oh, they're your programs from your realtors. Like, you know, that's what I have. I have 10 clients that are in my pipeline right now in various stages. So, you know, some of them, you know, was a realtor who would be like, hey, listen, you know, like, I'm just going to throw you one for now. I need an emergency, like Katie, you know, I won't say the last name, but Katie, that day I talked to her, was like, well, hey, you know, this is a great conversation. I actually have a guy and like, I'm trying to put an offer in here, you know, so
Right place.
I have 2 from another one. I have 3 from another one. Like, all told, I want to say 8 to 10, somewhere like that within 60 days. I mean, it's 8 to 10 that I wouldn't have had before.
Yeah.
You know, and who knows what that's going to be.
Just to remind everyone, these are realtor referrals, trusted business leads, not just anyone from the internet.
Yeah, these aren't cold leads by any stretch. These are like, I'm a realtor.
Yeah.
Here is a lead. Let's make it happen. You know, and what's nice too is when you know, if you catch these folks on the right day, they'll have someone that they're like, shit, I gotta get an offer in the next 3 hours. Can you do this for me? Hell yes, I can. You know, because if you're looking to build long-term relationships, you make that happen. You drop everything you're doing and make it happen.
So if you're speaking with a new LO tomorrow that's looking to grow referral relationships, who do you think they should call?
That guy.
That guy.
Well,
Tristan, I appreciate your time. You're a really busy LO, especially now with what we've been able to provide you, which I'm so thankful to be a part of your journey doing that. So we thank you for joining the program. I look forward to working with you. I know you're busy, so I appreciate your time.
One more thing, real quick. One more thing, real quick.
Of course.
It is the greatest thing to be as new as I am in this business and have my branch managers constantly be like, I am amazed at your growth. I am amazed at, you know, the amount of business you're pulling in for being brand new. And I mean, frankly,
Listen up,
a
all
good
you.
portion of it is you. A good portion of it is you, because I do work hard. I do try to source my own stuff. I have my own realtor partners, but just this program in and of itself, I mean, hell, one deal paid for it. That's it. Like, so, I mean, look at it this way. Like, I spent a bunch of money on Zillow and it took me forever just to break even.
Mhm.
I'm getting more qualified realtor partners and referrals by spending less money with you than I could have ever gotten from advertising on Zillow.
Take that from Jesse, everyone. Jesse, I appreciate your time. You've been awesome, and we're going to continue this. So this is awesome.
We certainly will.
Awesome.
Thanks, Will. Have a good one.
If anyone has any questions, feel free to message me. Jesse, is it okay if someone reaches out to you, maybe on LinkedIn, if they have a question?
Yeah, totally.
Cool. We appreciate it.
Thanks,
All right,
Will.
take care, and thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.